welcome to my channel. I am the self-proclaimed anti-beauty guru, mainly because I don't know what I'm doing and I like to make it up as I go. I follow no rules here. So here we are. Today I figured I would do something easy. I kind of wanted to, here we go. I kind of wanted to do a quick review on the Dagger Tattoo Liner by KVD. This is in Trooper Black. I believe this is the only color they have right now, but it's the new eyeliner that has kind of like an angled tip on it instead of just like the basic bristle brush tip on it. So I kind of wanted to see if it made much of a difference, and it's already like goobered up with stuff. So I figured I would give this one a try and see if the actual angle makes much of a difference. And then kind of show you my easy way of doing winged eyeliner. Winged eyeliner is kind of a staple of it. Winged eyeliner is kind of a staple for me, so I do it all the time, almost every day. I'm gonna start off by saying I think winged liner is just a matter of practice, and but I'll kind of show you some of the things that I feel like have helped me to pretty much almost every time not have to fix it. But now that I say that, I'm sure that this will turn out terrible. So here we go. Oh my god. As I just wipe it all over myself. This is going so well already. Okay. I also have my dog sitting in my lap, so this is gonna be interesting trying to like do my thing with him doing his thing sitting down here. First off, I'm not really one to apologize for things as far as like, well, whatever. I've had this makeup on for a few hours now, so it may or may not look terrible. I'm gonna go with the fact that it does look terrible, so just ignore that. This is about the eyeliner, so let's focus on that, shall we? First off, what I like to do is start with the wing. I know some people like to fill in like right above their lash line first to kind of have something to go off of. I personally like to do my little like flick out towards the end of my eyebrow first, and I usually do that to both sides. So I'll do the little flick on one side and then the little flick on the other side, because for me, I feel like that's the thing that usually screws me up the most is if the angle of both of my wings on both sides are off. And that will kind of be the precursor for me to constantly adding more liner, constantly making it thicker to match the other side, because I feel like that for me is the thing that throws me off the most. So if I do need to change it, all I would have to do is just take a little bit of a makeup wipe or, you know, whatever, just wipe off that one line instead of having to wipe away one whole entire eye to start over. So that's what I kind of like to do. So I'll start first with taking the brush with like the angle, the pointed side down, does that make any sense? And go out towards my eyebrow. I'm gonna start on this side. It doesn't really matter what side you start on, really. Whatever's comfortable for you. But I'm gonna start with kind of coming to the corner of my eye, and then I kind of aim for more of the end of my eyebrow. Each day is a little different. This does not come out perfect every time, every day. They look a little different every day. There's really no right way to do this. No winged eyeliner has to be a specific angle. Whatever you're going for obviously can be a totally different story, but there's no right or wrong way to do this in my opinion. I think wings that come out a little straighter are cool. Going up a little more drastically, even if it has a little bit more of a swoop to it, whatever you want to do, you do you. Do kind of like a little flick at the end there. Right out the gate, I kind of feel like this almost draws a thicker line, and maybe that was just me. A thicker line than the very pointed tip of the other one. It's interesting. So now what I'm gonna do is, looking at my wing that I already have started on my left eye, I'm gonna try to match the same angle with my right eye so that when I do go in to fill it in, that they actually match. So this one went out a little bit further, but we can always fix that. I like a big wing, so that's cool. So far it looks like they look pretty even to me. Like I said, I feel like this is kind of the hardest part for me personally. So that's why I kind of like to start with just doing that first. The most important part of the wing is the angle for me. So that's kind of why I like to get that part down before I actually go in to fill anything in, because if you don't start strong with your angle, I feel like that's where it can get kind of goofy. So then I'll just come over here and start actually making the wing. And what I like to do is when I actually make the first line is I kind of start going like across, but then when I actually hit like the ball of my eye, the orbit of my eye, the round part of my eye, to feel my eyeball, oh my God, what am I saying? I kind of go down a little bit more angled and kind of follow the natural curve of my eyeball, if that makes any sense. So that it's not just like, I know a lot of people like to go from the actual wing point to just go directly down and then kind of fill in from there. I kind of like it to kind of naturally swoop along with it. So you're starting at an angle and then kind of go along with the edge of it instead of just going right down and then filling it across, and you almost have this weird angle. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but if you can kind of watch what I'm doing, hopefully it'll make sense. One thing that I do feel like is different about this is that I do feel like the bristles are a little bit stiffer, which is kind of nice because I do like to go pretty close into like my tear duct area to kind of get almost all the way in to the point that there's a black line almost all the way in your like inner corner. So that's kind of nice. I don't feel like it goes as smoothly across when you're just filling the rest of it in, is when I feel like that stiffness is kind of not as good as how I feel like the regular tattoo liner is, because that brush is so much more of like, it actually feels like a paintbrush and you're just kind of like, it has a lot more like graceful movements, I guess. Yeah, I definitely feel like, I don't think this is like a bad wing per se, but I definitely feel like it is harder to get kind of like that very fluid movement, very kind of like tapered wing that I usually get with like my regular tattoo liner. I'm gonna try this side again and see if maybe just doing it with repetition gets a little bit easier, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I do feel like that some of the things that I didn't like necessarily about the Dagger liner was, again, how stiff I felt like the bristles were in relation to the traditional tattoo liner. I do really like the brush of the original one because I feel like it's just easier to make that kind of like flicking motion in the corner of your eye to get that nice sharp wing. Again, that might just be me having to try it out a few more times and getting used to the actual bristles itself than it being necessarily like a product problem. I highly doubt that, like I said. I don't know what I'm doing. Even so though, I do feel like I have some felt tipped brushes or eyeliners that I feel like it has a little bit more, it's a little more flexible. It gives a little more when you're actually making that nice sharp line, which is helpful when you're kind of doing a very tapered wing, so that it's like you hold a little more pressure at the corner of your eye and then you slowly come up and let off the pressure, so you have this nice gradual like just flick at the end. The product itself I think applies very similar. I don't think there's anything different in the formula. Overall it's not bad. I think my wings don't necessarily match today per se, only because I was really just trying to see how much more I could manipulate it on this eye. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I wouldn't say that it's a bad product by any means. I definitely want to try it out a little bit more. And maybe what I'll do in the future, if I can't get used to like how stiff the bristles are to actually do the wing, is use my regular Kat Von D tattoo liner with the softer bristles to actually do the wing and then fill it in with this. Because I did like the stiff bristles when it came to actually doing the rest of the liner, because I feel like sometimes the flexibility of the bristles in the regular tattoo liner kind of, for me anyway, I feel like I get a little carried away and sometimes I get a little too thick on my lash line as opposed to my wing portion of it. So there's that. I don't know if I would necessarily buy it again because I'm just so used to using the regular tattoo liner, but I definitely think that for some people, especially if you are looking for a little bit more of a sturdy bristle to help you kind of control it a little easier, and you don't like that paintbrush aspect that I think the first tattoo liner has, maybe you would prefer this. But overall, I think it's pretty cool. I'll definitely play with it a little bit more and see how I'm able to kind of be used to it. So I think that's it. I wanted to start off something super basic and easy. I really do like Kat Von D products, and her eyeliner has been my favorite for a long time now. So this has kind of been something fun and new, and I do, like I said, I am gonna try it out a few more times to see if it's just a user error, because we all know that that's a possibility. And I might just have to get used to just the difference between the tattoo liner and this new Dagger tattoo liner. So we shall see. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope some of my tips today have helped you maybe in your journey of figuring out eyeliner, because girl, I know that it can be complicated. I definitely think that practice makes perfect. Practice makes better, I should say. So just continue to work at it. There's been a few times where I've just sat in front of my mirror and I've put on my wing eyeliner on both sides, tried to get them to match, wiped it off, and just did it again to see if I could just kind of repetition to make it better. But I hope some of what I had said in the beginning has helped you. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you will stay tuned in the future for some other fun things. I have a few more things in mind currently that I'm really excited about that I'm hoping will come out soon. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my God, I've been doing those sides now. Oh, I don't know what else to say. It is so hot in here. Okay, that's it. You stink.